this wedding cake is everything to me. It's like the cool older sister of the vintage heart cake with cherries. Let's get into it. It is a 2-tier red velvet cake with vanilla buttercream frosting. And this couple wanted 2 different fillings, which I can't always accommodate, but I was able to for this one. It was just cream cheese filling and chocolate ganache, and those layer pretty well. So you can see I'm kind of making my dam with the vanilla buttercream frosting, and then I'm doing a thin layer of cream cheese filling first, and then I'm doing a thin layer of chocolate ganache filling over it. I tried a cake scrap sandwich with this combo, and I have to say it is to die for. Every once in a while, I really click with a client, like on a consultation call. Sometimes when that happens, they follow my personal Instagram account and then I follow them back on there. So this was one of those clients, we just really hit it off. And then it was kind of fun to see like her wedding planning updates and like photos from her bridal shower. Lydia, if you're watching, a queen. Oh my gosh, I have to tell you guys, I just went to my first Rocky Horror Picture Show and I went to one on Halloween. So everyone was in their costumes and they did a costume contest. And as you may have seen, I was Molly McIntyre at the American Girl doll, and I was selected to be part of the costume contest, brag, and I did come in 3rd place, brag. So Milwaukeeans, if any of you cool people were at the Rocky Horror Picture Show at the Oriental Theater and you cheered for me, I just have to say hello and thank you so much. Molly was my doll. I had to do her justice. That costume resonated with a lot of people, and now I'm like, should I be a different doll every year? Okay, speaking of Halloween, last year I was Elizabeth Holmes, the famous ex-CEO of Theranos and known fraudster, and my husband was Steve Jobs. Honestly, hilarious. And I made a TikTok on my personal account, like lip syncing to one of her interviews, and she has this really famous, really deep, kind of unsettling voice, and that video popped off, and I was just waiting for someone to comment like, oh my gosh, I follow your cake account, and no one did, and I think that I got away with it. Okay, we're really getting off topic here. I just have a lot to say. Haven't done a voiceover video in a hot minute. I wanted to keep this vintage style cake very straightforward, very clean, definitely going for a more classic versus trendy vibe. Their venue was the Cooperage, and never been there. It's very cool. And as my friend Claire Neville of Claire Neville Photography always says, only cool people get married at the Cooperage. They provided their own cake stand, which sometimes makes me nervous, but they killed it. Finding like the coolest vintage, beautiful blue glass cake stand, I was obsessed. When I pick out cake stands for my clients, I always go safe, like simple glass. So it's really exciting when couples have something really unique. And at this venue, they always put the cake on the piano. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. She is so... The theme for this birthday cake was dark, goth, kind of traditional vibes, and I'm glad they picked red velvet because I feel like that is a very appropriate flavor. They requested a white heart cake with black piping, but I think this would have been really cool with a gray base as well. I feel like I need to get better at suggesting new ideas to the client because at the end of the day, obviously it's their choice, but I always stick so true to what the client tells me, and sometimes I wish I would give a few more ideas. If I had thought about it a little harder, I probably would have recommended the gray base, black piping, and then maybe some like dark green vines and like red roses, because I think that would have been like very gothic and cool. But they didn't have anything like that in the inspo they sent me. It was literally all just black and white. So I don't know. What's your take on that? Like if you're a client, do you want to hear my suggestion or do you just want me to do what you sent me? Anyways, I really wanted to do this cool crisscross technique I did on top of the cake. You'll see in just a second here. I actually did this technique on a heart cake like 3 or 4 years ago before heart cakes were popular at all. And it was a pink cake and I did this technique in white and it looked so cool. And now I hope like more people are open to it. So I think a white on white also with this technique would look so cool for a wedding cake or, you know, for any theme. What's so funny is that video popped off a little bit. I think at the time it had like 350,000 views, which is the most I'd ever gotten. And I was so excited about it. The sound was just music though, no talking, because I was way too nervous to just like talk like this on the internet. And now I'm like dying to start a podcast. So The tables have turned. But I really do think that cake was like a pioneer in many ways. Should I repost the video? Someone recently was trying to credit me for the trend of heart cakes because my first couple videos that really blew up before they were a thing were heart cakes. But I'm like, you exist within the context of the world you live and what came before you, or however that quote goes. Trends do not just fall out of the coconut tree, okay? It's much more complicated. I understand that. Anyways, I tried to do these drop lines because I wanted it to look really ornate and detailed, and it just was not working for me. So ultimately, I did end up covering them up. I would have loved to include another line of ruffles just like on the cake board on the bottom, and I totally dropped the ball on that. I don't know what I was thinking. I had 3 cake classes last week. They were so much fun. Everyone was so great. I had a lot of friends come to this one, including 2 of my cake decorator besties, Mia and Sab. Thank you so much for coming. And also my husband came to a cake class, and his sister and her boyfriend and my sister and her boyfriend. So I felt kind of bad. Like at the last class, it was just the 5 of them at one table, and then at the other table was the 2 professional cake decorators and 4 strangers. And it was fine. It was all good. Everyone was so sweet, and I really appreciated that. But I made a point of saying, these 2 are pros, so please don't compare yourselves to them, okay? I'm posting more classes probably later this week. I already have the promo pics done. Just have to get it all set up on the site. So it's like a summary Aperol Spritz vibe. Keep an eye out for that. I wore my Mary Shelley shirt the day I decorated this, so I had to show off the matching dark moody vibes. I think you guys are really gonna love this one. It's been a minute since I just did a cake decorating voiceover video, so let me give you a couple updates. Being with Summerfest this year has been so much fun. I made cookies for SZA, and I did another really cool project that I can't really talk about yet, but stay tuned. Oh, whoa. Secret. The SZA cookies are very cool, if I do say so myself, but of course I forgot to record even a single part of that process, so my bad, but they're on my Instagram. Okay, what else? I just did a cake for a style shoot on a boat, and that was really cool, so I'll definitely post something from that. Been making a million vintage heart cakes like this one for weddings. That is totally the trend of this season, and I do love them. But me and Mia Staff Cakes were joking about like what trend we want to start for the next wedding season, because these are fun, but like, you know, they're repetitive. This one I did is at least a little bit more interesting. You'll see why. This was a vanilla cake with cookies and cream filling and vanilla buttercream frosting. My sister is back in town for a couple months. That is very exciting, spending a lot of time with her. If any of you watch Beep World on YouTube, I will plug her channel at every chance that I get. Thank you. I was at a dinner recently where I was introduced to this tapestry that some people at the dinner had seen at a museum earlier. And it was this really cool, like, fiber woven art piece. It spelled out the 3 seasons of my life: hormones, horses, horticulture. It was a visual depiction of each stage. Everyone went around the table and said their 3 seasons of life, and a lot of us tried to match the tapestry, like having them all start with the same letter. So my 3 were stress, sugar, slay, and everyone went around and also explained their 3 stages. We had just like a dinner knife that we passed around as like the talking stick, I guess. It was just the easiest item, I guess. I really have to encourage you to try to engage in more meaningful conversations with the people in your life. It's so easy to get bogged down by small talk and just like, oh, here's what I did today, and not actually talk about anything meaningful. And I know there's a place for that, but when you do get that true quality time, like, take advantage of it. I feel like a lot of people are scared about being earnest or wholesome because it is like, I don't know, some people might view it as cringy or something and you just want to be too cool for school, but to that I say embrace cringe, and like at the end of the day, that's really what's gonna stop you. To be cringe is to be free. All right, I think it's about time that I get off my soapbox. That's it for life updates for now. I want to hear your 3 seasons of life, so please share in the comments if you're feeling up for it. If you want to hear more about my partnership with Summerfest, I just recently did a little radio interview with WTMJ, so if you Google Whisk Chick WTMJ, you should be able to find the full interview. It's on Spotify too. I pretty much just talk about our partnership and all the reasons why I love Milwaukee so much. It was live, so I was extraordinarily nervous, but it's only 12 minutes long, so feel free to go give that a listen. I hope you love this cake. I hope you're having a great week, and I'll see you later. Bye!